How many times have you seen this pattern form? Think about it. Over the course of a week, how many times does a pattern form? It's forming somewhere every day. Okay? It's forming everywhere. Either in the London session, overnight highs and lows, or it's forming in the New York session. I'm teaching you the New York session because you have the advantage of knowing what took place in London. That's why I'm teaching this. Does it work in London? Absolutely. A lot of traders are starting early because, like anything else, we're really quick to get into something, but we rarely ever finish it. And students that come under my wing are really good testimonials about that. They'll come in, they'll say, I'm going to stick with this, but then they realize it takes a little bit more effort than they're ready for, and they quit. And trading in general is like that. And they think that because in New Zealand, Wellington doesn't really begin today. They think and they teach, and all these other traders have to say, Wellington starts the 24-hour cycle. And it does not start the cycle. This is how you know someone doesn't know what they're talking about. These algorithms operate on New York time, and it begins at midnight. Period. End of story. I don't care whose brother's cousin, sister knows this guy that works at a bank that says ICT's full crap. I don't care. Bring those people here. Challenge what I'm showing you here. Okay? Show me how this is wrong. That's all I'm asking, because I'm doing it. I'm proving it. And everybody else is seeing it themselves. So, do you dismiss the evidence? Do you ignore it? Do you walk around with blinders on? Because maybe I'm not the personality that fits what you were hoping for in terms of a mentor. I'm being honest. And I'm proving it. I'm showing it to you. It's repeating. Why argue? Why wrestle with it? Take it. Be thankful. And do something positive with it. So here's what we have. We have the whole model, identifying a setup, moving back to a rebalance of Monday's price range, back up to Friday's low, hitting that level there, and then creating the setup that's happening at the time elements, the same way I teach it in the series. And here it is. Boom. Comes in, hits it, breaks down, pairs up with the sell side liquidity. Looking at it like this, doesn't this make sense? Seriously, folks, in closing, doesn't this logic make sense? The market goes up to trick people into thinking it's going to go higher, or knock those people that are short making money going down. In other words, their orders that protects them or puts them in a new trade going up or out of a short trade, that buy side liquidity is attacked. The algorithm goes up there, not because people bought it, not because smart traders work together to get the trades to go up there because of their buying pressure. That's not what this is, folks. The algorithm goes up there whether there is sufficient volume or not. That's the dividing statement. When I say those types of things, people that think they understand these markets, people that have made money doing things that have nothing to do with how these markets book, it's hard for them to understand what I'm saying because their faith-based religion on their system prevents them from seeing the obvious logic that's being shown here. These markets are controlled, they're rigged, and they're algorithmically driven. How many times do you need to see these things before you can just lay down all the other ideas? There's no reason to buy other people's courses, and I know I'm going to get flamed for this, and then I'm just going to invite more trolls. I don't care. Okay? You don't need to buy any courses. You don't need to be in anybody else's subscriptions. Okay? Teaching rehashed stuff. What I'm showing you here, if you put the time in learning this, you will not need to do anything else. Period. You won't need to worry about breakers. You won't need to worry about mitigation blocks. You won't need to worry about buy-side imbalance, sell-side inefficiencies. None of those things. That's also taught in the things I teach in my private group. Why? Why would you want anything more than this? This is so easy. This is so easy. It doesn't inundate you with so many things and variables. That's what's going on right now. I'm going to be honest with you, folks. My private group, which no one can join anymore, is so rich with things that make it almost impossible for most of the students to pick what they are going to settle in, because everything I show works. But they can't settle in on one thing because they're like a kid in the candy store. And because of that, they're not really fully engaging with one specific approach. With this, listen to the comments. Well, read the comments actually. Some of them are actually in the comments saying, this worked for me, and they've been charter members for years. What was it? I did what I've trained them to do, but they weren't willing to do on their own, which is take what makes sense, one pattern, one setup, apply time and price theories that I teach around the algorithmic ideas, and then look for that one setup and submit to just that and make it very, very simple. That's what this is, folks. I can do this with a breaker. I can do this with a mitigation block. I can do this with just a stop run on buy stops. I can do it with a run on sell stops. I can simplify all this. Anything I trade with, I can do this the same way. I can strip it down to a simple model. There's no need to ask me to join my private group, folks. So please stop asking in the comment section. Please stop sending me emails. I don't want your money. I don't need your money. Okay? I don't need any of those types of things. I want to do what I'm doing here. I enjoy this. I am a teacher at heart. I love doing this. And the fact that I'm seeing so many people around the world dive into this and find their own niche in it. And it only takes the time to invest in reading the things I'm showing you in the chart, listening to the logic I'm teaching in the audio commentary, and then doing the homework assignments of back testing and looking at it. You will decide at that moment if this is something that fits you. If it doesn't fit you, there's no harm in that. I'm not offended by that. I have people that paid me that said, I just can't make this work for me. And I have other people that are killing it. What's the difference? Personality and capacity. Some people can't do it at all. Some people can do it. They just haven't done the proper things in the right order. This is a simplification. What I have done here in this series, whether you realize it or not, my mentorship group that have paid me, some of them were kicking and screaming because I've done this. Others, majority, have been very appreciative because they have used this to help understand what it is that they should be doing with all the other things I taught. Now, when I say that, it sounds like I'm dangling a carrot. Oh, he's got more secret stuff and this is better. There is nothing more easier, readily made, just go out and start doing than this. Okay? I swear to you. Okay? Listen, folks, this is an invitation. If you are a private member of my mentorship, okay, tell everyone in the comment section that this is something that has been spelled out very simply and plainly, better than any other model that I've done. I've done 12 specific trading models in my private mentorship. This one here, I stripped down. I made it very, very simple with the expectation my daughter would learn it. This is the easiest ICT application you're ever going to get. I literally sat down and said, how can I take something that my daughter, who has no interest whatsoever, none, how can I make this so that way she could see it, when to expect it, when will it form, how to figure out where it should be, and what do you do once it forms? That's what I've done here. Is it hard? For some of you, it would feel like it is because I'm reading some of the comments. And it's because you haven't spent enough time, that's all. But I promise you, when there's more examples shown and you go through the videos a few times, it'll start to become more clear. If you're trying to apply other things like Bollinger Bands and garbage like that, you're not using the model. And you're not going to get the results that would be otherwise available to you if you just do what I'm telling you to do and avoid the things I'm telling you to avoid. That's it. I promise you this. If you give this 3 months of study, serious, sleeves rolled up, diligently going in every single day, back testing and looking at it, and then for at least 2 or 3 more months of forward testing it, 6 months. 6 months with just what I've taught here. I am confident, I am absolutely confident that you will have found your model. It's simple, it's rule-based, it's visually pleasing to see because you know what you're looking for. It's a specific time pattern with the algorithm. So you're getting in sync with what the algorithm's going to do, just like smart money does. Okay? You want to be like the composite man? This is what the composite man's doing. He's not looking at Wyckoff schematics. And I know that might upset some of you, and that's not my intent. But they're looking at liquidity like this. They're looking at how the market's going to allow them to fleece the uninitiated. That's just the way it works, folks. You might not like it. It might feel unfair, so therefore, I don't want to believe this guy. He's talking conspiracies. Call it whatever you want to call it. I call it the market. And until next time, be safe.